as you talk to a lot of New Age people, you look into a lot of New Age books about the aura and the metaphysical aspects of our physiology, and they'll tell you that it's just kind of like this golden ball that follows you around, that can't be seen, it can only be perceived. No, and in a enlightened state of consciousness, in an enlightened state of physiological stimulation, you can actually see this aura and you can communicate with it. It is like a biological, divine, artificial intelligence that you can communicate with. It's almost like Cortana from the video game Halo, where it actually talks to you. When I experienced my aura for the first time as the Kundalini energy began to subside, it opened up my aura so that I could communicate with it. And in an extraterrestrial, almost artificial intelligence android voice, it went, "Welcome to your aura. Magnificent, isn't it?" It was like a aspect of myself that I could actually, it was like a programming that I could talk to, and that it would do things for me. And it was tethered to the angelic kingdoms as well. But this aura was magnificent. It was scintillating. It wasn't just some golden fog like these metaphysicians are trying to tell people that it is. No, it was geometrically perfect. It was crystalline. It was a perfect sphere. And as I walked around and moved in my room as I was looking at this thing, it would gyrosphere around me and readjust to my movements in my room. It was connected to my glandular system. It was connected to my consciousness. If this shield were to be completely activated, if we were to be in this shield 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, if we could achieve this state of consciousness, this state of physiological enlightenment, nothing could harm us. You could walk into a war zone and walk right through it with that aura, and nothing would happen to you. And I know that may sound a little crazy, but there's a lot we have to learn about our physiology, ladies and gentlemen, in our consciousness, and how the two interplay with one another. This is some deep shit. The evolution of the human species will lie in the reawakening and the rekindling of the energies that stimulate these occult parts of our physiology that have been long forgotten. They haven't necessarily been long forgotten. The public is just kept from knowing them. The whole purpose of secret societies and things of that nature is to guard this wisdom. The wisdom of the human body. That is where all the answers lie to all of our problems. Through enlightenment. The mysteries of the human body have been kept a secret for aeons. You can think of it this way. If the human species, we'll use a metaphor to convey this example. If the human species right now was a computer, we would be like a computer from the early 90s, running on some primitive operating system like MS-DOS. And enlightenment that's being suppressed and hidden from us would be the software that updated that computer. It would go from MS-DOS to like Windows 10 or something so far beyond that we can't even imagine it. So we're still operating on primitive software, ladies and gentlemen, and this is just an example. This is just kind of a metaphoric representation. I'm trying to convey something with the metaphor of a computer, but it's very accurate. You can think of us right now as the most advanced computer there is. A biological fucking computer. But we're still operating on software that only allows us to experience reality through less than 1% of our potential physiological stimulation. We only use less than 3% of our brain, ladies and gentlemen. We only use less than 3% of our heart power. There is no sacred space of the heart in human consciousness here in the West. It's a very rare thing. And Kundalini is like a biological antivirus. It goes through and scans everything. It cleans the cells. It retards the aging process. It enlightens the consciousness. And it updates the software, metaphorically speaking. So the secret societies, these nefarious groups, have actually suppressed us from getting our software update by keeping us unaware of what our body truly is. You live in a body that is so advanced and so extraterrestrial and so divine and so amazing that there's no price that can be put on it. This human body, if there was a price on it, would be hundreds and hundreds and billions of trillions. There is no price that you can put on it because it is that sacred. But we've been shut off from an awareness of that by some fucking evil shit going on here in this dimension. There is some evil things happening here in this dimension. We have lost touch with who we truly are in our connection with nature and the aethers and the angelic kingdoms. It's a very sad thing. And you bet I get on here and I talk about Kundalini often because it is something that I'm so passionate about. It is my primary study because it has touched me. There's an old, I can't remember who said it. I believe it was Drunvalo Melchizedek in his book, The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, volume 1 or 2. It might have been in his book, The Rainbow Serpent, or Living in the Heart. I can't remember. He says that if an individual has a Kundalini experience, it devours him. It devours his hobbies. It devours his life. It changes his or her consciousness, his or her body forever. And you become obsessed with it because it is the most advanced thing. I can't think of something more amazing and more sacred and more advanced than Kundalini. Because essentially all it is the awakening of the glandular system, the parathyroid, the thyroid gland, the blood, everything becomes enlightened. The consciousness, the schism between the right and left lobes of the brain are united. You become the androgynous individual. You see reality for what it truly is. You can now scan through the coding of the matrix. You can now scan through fourth and fifth density and see the angelic kingdoms. I cannot stress this enough. It is the most beautiful science. Why aren't there schools everywhere revolved around understanding Kundalini? And I see a lot of schools out here. I see a lot of Kundalini groups that they've missed their mark so much. I wanted to personally thank you for watching my videos and contributing to the growth of my channel. I could not do this without you, and your interest in my content is truly what motivates me and fuels my passion for making these videos and spreading my message. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to remind you that this channel is a free educational tool that is listener supported, and if you would like to donate to my channel and donate to my cause, help make my life a little bit easier and help keep the lights on around here, you can do so by checking out the links in the description box below. There's a handful of not only ways to donate to my channel, but I also have links to different websites and different videos of mine, as well as my Amazon store, where you can check out a plethora of different health-related products that I use and recommend. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your continued interest in my message, and until next time, peace be with you all.